Hey there, it's John from Heroes and Legends, and we have more news coming out of Wizards of the Coast today. Now, if you watched the video from earlier today, you learned all about From the Vault lore. We also have word on what's going to be included in the dual decks Nissa versus Nixilis. Not only do we have full deck lists, but we also know what cards are going to be the cards that have new art on them. So we'll look at all that in just a second, just to give you a little bit of background on this actual product. It comes out September 2nd. Its MSRP is $19.99. This is a product that's pretty easy to find. These are carried by big box stores as well as local game stores, and many times you can find these on sale for less than $20, even if maybe not launch weekend, but usually a few weekends in, these will start to go for a little bit cheaper in some stores. So keep your eye out for that. Who are these good for? Mostly newer players for the most part. This is a nice way to just grab a product that's relatively inexpensive, get 2 complete decks, and just be able to sit down and play Magic. If you're trying to teach somebody new, they're kind of nice for that. The only thing that's been awkward in the past is sometimes there's been some complicated dual decks that probably aren't really good for teaching new players. And also we've seen some lopsided matchups in the dual decks in the last year or so. I'm hoping that's not the case with these. We'll look at the deck list, and once these come out, I'll actually sit down and play with them and do a full review like I've done with the previous 3, I think now. So we'll do that again and give you some idea of how balanced they are. But for right now, we're just going to talk about the product. Having said that, let's see what's going on. We're going to start off with the Nixilis deck. So here's Nixilis Reignited. Brand new art. This is going to be a foil version of the card, kind of the centerpiece card for this particular deck. Now, as we go through, you're going to see that this is a demon-themed sacrifice deck. It's got a lot of very strong removal in it. That's one thing that worries me a little bit about the balance of these two decks. I feel like the removal suite in this deck is actually really good for a dual deck, so you'll see what I mean as we get going. But don't count out the green deck. We'll get to that in a second too. Now, if I have the dual deck version, they did show us a few cards from the dual deck. You'll see that here. However, if we don't have that version, you'll just see the last time it was printed. First off, we have Rala Ged Scorpion, 2 copies of Blister Grub, a Cadaver Imp, 2 Carrier Thrall, Despoiler of Souls, Desecration Demon. That's the actual version you'll get in the product. It's actually a pretty good inclusion. That's a great card. 2 Fetid Imp, a Foul Imp, Giant Scorpion, Indulgent Tormentor, Pestilence Demon, Priest of the Blood Rite, Renegade Demon, Squelching Leeches. And we'll move on to sorceries. You get Ambition's Cost, and this is a new version of the card with brand new art. Now, this is a very powerful card. It's not a super expensive card. It's seen a few different reprintings over the years, but this card with brand new art is at least one reason for more experienced players to maybe want to pick up this product. Like I said, it's a very good card and can definitely find a home in commander decks as well as cubes. Next, we have Demon's Grasp, 2 copies of Grim Discovery, Innocent Blood, Myers Toll, 2 copies of Smallpox. Now we're on to the instants. We get an Altar's Reap, Disfigure, 2 copies of Doomblade with brand new art. I actually really like the art on this card. Yet another reason for experienced players maybe to want to pick this product up. What's kind of nice is typically when they kind of show you a classic card that sees a lot of play or has seen a lot of play with brand new art, you usually only get one of. This time you do get 2 copies of Doomblade. That's actually pretty nice. I wish they did that with more of the cards in here, but can't complain about this one. That's pretty cool. Hideous End, Tendrils of Corruption. Now you kind of see what I mean by the removal suite here. Now we have enchantments, Quest for the Gravelord, 2 of those. You get a Shadows of the Past, Unhallowed Pact, And off to the lands, Leech-ridden Swamp, you get 2 of those. And finally, 22 swamps. Alright, so let's talk about Nissa, Voice of Zendikar, and her deck. So this is a green deck. It's actually a ramp deck, and it's a pretty interesting looking ramp deck. A lot of ways to pick up basic lands. There's some landfall sprinkled in here, which is kind of cool to go along with the ramp ability. Even though black does have a very strong removal suite, green could potentially try to outrun them. And I think that's how the deck will have to win. Although ramp decks sometimes can be a little bit inconsistent. It'll be interesting to see how this one runs. So of course right now we're looking at Nissa, Voice of Zendikar. This will be in foil. I do like the art here as well. I think the artist that did the 2 planeswalkers just looks incredible. Great job with these 2 cards in particular. All the new art that's in here actually I think looks really good. Now we have the creatures, Briarhorn. You get 2 of those. 2 Sentinel Woodreaders, 2 Civic Wayfinder, get a Cloud Thresher to ramp into, 2 Elvish Visionary, Fertilid, 2 Gilt-Leaf Seer, 2 Jotty Lifestrider, This is Chosen, Oak Gnarl Warrior, Oran Reef Hydra, Oran Reef Invoker, Saddleback Lagak, couple copies of Scythe Leopard, Thicket Elemental. It's actually pretty cool. This hasn't been printed since Invasion, so that's actually kind of awesome. Thorn-Wheeled Archer, 2 of those. Walker of the Grove, Woodborne Behemoth, you get 2 copies of that. And Wood Elves, this is actually brand new art on the Wood Elves. Another card that's a little bit older, does see a lot of cube play even to this day, and commander play. Now we'll move on to sorceries. Gaia's Blessing, Seek the Horizon, and now Instants, and we'll look at Crop Rotation. Now this maybe is kind of the big card of the product. Crop Rotation, first off, has brand new art. It looks amazing. This is beautiful. This is the last card of brand new art that we'll see now, but really nice. And this is a card that's really needed a reprint for a long time. Players have been clamoring to get another copy of this, and not only do you find it here, but you get this awesome art on it. This is a huge hit, and this is probably a strong enough incentive for a lot of more experienced players to pick this product up. Now, having said that, if you want a play set of these or something, I would probably try to get singles, and as opposed to trying to buy 4 versions of the dual decks. But yeah, this is regardless a really awesome inclusion. Next we have Natural Connection, 2 copies of Vines of the Recluse. We have an enchantment, Abundance. Actually a very strong card, last reprinted in 10th edition, so it's been a while. 2 copies of Fertile Thicket. Now we move on to the lands, obviously. 2 Colony Garden, a Mosswort Bridge, and a Treetop Village. Finally, 18 Forests. Now that we've seen the deck list, I mean, at face value, I don't feel paying $20 for this product is a bad deal. The 2 Planeswalkers are really good Planeswalkers. They both are currently seeing standard play, so I think that's actually kind of awesome. The Crop Rotation is beautiful. That's a great inclusion. I even like the Doomblade and the Wood Elves. So they did a really good job with a lot of the cards that they picked this time around. Ultimately, the success of this product, though, again, has to fall on how fun is it and how balanced are these decks to play. And like I said, in September, we'll do a full review of that. But until then, hey, as always, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks as always for watching. This video, like all my videos, was made possible by the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Even a donation of $1 helps me to keep growing this community and creating better quality content for all of you. Check out our Patreon page for exclusive giveaways and future goals for the channel. If you haven't yet had a chance to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the MTG news, spoilers, set reviews, product openings, or finance videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.